It's Thursday, September 12th. You're listening to your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales. The sheriff of Polk County is describing a teenager charged with the murder of his own mother as a psychopath after his arrest near Auburndale. According to Sheriff Grady Judd, 17-year-old Colin Griffith is also responsible for the death of his father last year. Judd says on Sunday, Griffith got into a fight with his mother and claimed she fell onto a kitchen knife. Judd said Griffith has a history of violence and mental illness.
There were witnesses outside the mobile home that actually saw Colin drag his mother into the house by the hair on her head. It's important to understand, when you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
The teen is in custody, charged with murder and kidnapping. In February of last year, Judd said Griffith shot and killed his father, but the charge was later dropped after the teen claimed self-defense. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill now says he could have handled himself better in the initial moments of a traffic stop that left him handcuffed and pulled out of his car by police near Hard Rock Stadium. But Hill also said he still wants one of the officers involved in the incident fired. At a press conference, Hill said he wishes he did things a bit differently on Sunday morning, including leaving the window of his car down when officers instructed him to do so. He rolled up the window instead, which is when things escalated.
Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm going to get you out of the car.
Yes, I will say I could have been better. You know, I could have let down my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window. Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
You have officers in this world that would literally do that with body cams on. What would they do if they didn't have body cams?
The Miami-Dade Police Department has placed one of the officers involved on administrative duties. It's also conducting an internal affairs investigation. Tonight, the Dolphins are set to take on the Buffalo Bills. And Buc-ee's and Wawa aren't the only gas stations expanding into Florida. Casey's convenience stores are set to come to the Sunshine State amid the company's planned expansion into the southeast U.S. Company officials announced that Casey's had acquired Fikes Wholesale and Cefco convenience stores, which will allow Casey's to bring almost 200 stores to Texas, Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi. Company documents show 40 locations planned for the Panhandle region of Alabama and Florida. Casey's is famous for its handmade pizza and for being one of the largest convenience store chains in the country. The exact addresses for the new Florida locations, though, have yet to be announced. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. Did you know Titusville used to have a theme park? On US 1, just south of Highway 50, sits a defunct park called Florida Wonderland. It opened for business in 1959 and had a variety of attractions like a boat ride around a monkey island, a train ride through a jungle, and an old western town which featured a staged hanging every hour. There were also zoo animals to see around the park, some of which escaped, and to this day locals say there's a colony of monkeys living in the surrounding woods. Florida Wonderland was later renamed Tropical Wonderland when it received the endorsement of Johnny Weissmuller, the star of the Tarzan movies. Only the reptile house stands today with its green A-frame roof. The land is still owned by the family that opened the park 65 years ago. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6, WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.